What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MMA Stooges channel, the preview show. We're going to be previewing this week's upcoming card, Dan Ige, Korean Zombie, a fight that should, without a doubt, be fireworks. So super excited for that. But man, last week, I'm still just so blown away by Brandon Moreno. And I think Dana White's words really sum it all up, if I'm being honest with you. Dana White basically said, no way in hell did I think Brandon Moreno was going to win that fight. At no point did I think that, he thought, and I said the same thing. I thought Deiveson Figueiredo was going to come out and be better than he was the first time. And he wasn't, had a tough weight cut. Really, really struggled. And Brandon Moreno still, like, for me, I think that is the greatest story. It's really tough because you have the Francis Ngannou situation where he started MMA late, but also was, comes from nothing, absolutely nothing, like working in these mines and everything else. And then you have Charles Oliveira, great story, right? Great story, comes from nothing, comes back, been in the UFC forever. That's a great story. Then you have Rose Namajunas, loses the belt, comes back. She deals with a lot of stuff outside the octagon. And now she wins the belt. And now we have another belt change hands, which, man, like 4 belts. Is that 4 belts changing hands this year? Then you have Brandon Moreno, who gets cut from the UFC, was like the last pick on the Ultimate Fighter or whatever, and now he wins. And it's just, we are now just, it's getting insane. Like the belts are changing left and right, changing hands. And this is why MMA is one of the greatest sports. Like, you have baseball, you have football, you have these sports where, okay, upsets can happen, but you have to wait. Like, for it to be so meaningful, you almost have to wait for those to happen. You have to wait for those upset moments to happen in other sports. In the UFC, we've had 4 belts change hands this year, and it's like it's amazing every single time. And it can happen week in and week out, where other sports you have to wait. So it's one of those things where it's just absolutely incredible. And Brandon Moreno, man, not only is he's a hell of a fighter, hell of a story, but really seems like the nicest guy out there. Like, he was really taking in the whole atmosphere on Saturday night, or really the whole weekend, I guess Friday too. There was videos as well. Just taking in the whole scene, talking to every fighter, getting to know every fighter. There's pictures of him and Izzy eating pizza together. He just really seems, and you could see, I think that's what's so great about these foreign champs like Ngannou. I mean, Ngannou wasn't as emotional, but I mean, it's Ngannou. I don't know if I could ever see him being emotional, but you have Brandon Moreno, the emotions on his face, and Charles Oliveira, the emotion, to see what it means to those 2 guys. Like, you go through the ringer and to see what it means to them to win that belt. It is just one of the greatest things, I think, and that's why I think you fall in love with the sport of MMA as a fan, is just these stories and the way that these people they work their ass off and finally make it. And it's like seeing Oliveira a couple weeks ago and now seeing Brandon Moreno. It's like, this is why you watch the sport every week. And Steve has made it in. Steve, howdy, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you? I know you're just recapping UFC 263 a little bit, sounds like.
Yeah. I was just talking about basically, like, to see, first off, 4 belts changing hands this year already, which is absolutely crazy. in which I think we did predictions. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I know that we predicted Oliveira. I'm pretty sure that we predicted Francis.
Yes, we did.
I would have never in a million years predicted Brennan Moreno to be champ. Like, not that I was counting him out on Saturday, but it was like one of those things where he really came out of the woodwork at the end of last year, and then all of a sudden, like, now he's the champ. Like, it's just something I don't think a lot of people predicted.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, the Royval win that he had was really big, and that's what kind of like turned some heads, and you start thinking about it. And then when he had the draw in the first match against Figueiredo, you're like, holy crap, he just showed up out of nowhere. And I honestly, I didn't think he was going to get it done on the second attempt because I really thought Figueiredo was going to bring his A game. And we'll probably get into like some of the weight cut issues that we're hearing about. But man, Moreno just put on a freaking clinic. Absolute clinic.
Yeah. And I actually bet on Moreno finish in 2.5 rounds, winning under 2.5. I put the money on that, and I did it because, I mean, it was kind of an accident, but I actually meant to bet Moreno by finish, and for some reason I wasn't paying attention, and I ended up putting the bet on under 2.5 rounds, and I won. But it was one of those things where I was riding with Figueiredo all week. And then you get to the weight cut, and we've known that has been an issue for him for so long. That has been a problem. He's a massive dude for that division, basically has no body fat. So it's like, what is he cutting? And it's just when there's different ways people come back from the weight cut. Like, you could have a bad weight cut, but if you replenish well, you're fine. And I think not the finish for me for Moreno, that was the eye opener. It was when Figueiredo got dropped by a jab.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, okay, he is 1,000% not there. Like, not often do you, and it didn't hit him hard. Like, it was a legit just like touch you and go jab. And like, it just such a reaction from Figueiredo. And that's how you knew. I just felt like he wasn't there. And, it doesn't matter. Brendan Moreno he is a dog. Like, he will eat your best shots. He will escape any position you put him in. If he's compromised, he adapts to everything. And Figueiredo didn't adapt to anything. And I would love to see the trilogy, but I think at this point, Figueiredo probably needs a fight at 25. And who knows? He's already talking about going to 35. He's having those conversations with his team, because I can only imagine that weight cut is probably terrible.
Oh, yeah. So he came out just recently, I think it was today, he did like a sit-down interview, and I guess he was cutting weight in Arizona, and he was kind of blaming like the weather. He didn't really know what was going on, but I guess his weight just hit a point, and it just would not go lower, to the point where he was starting to like starve himself, was not eating for days, wasn't able to like drink water. Like, this whole thing comes out. He had the same weight cut issues back when he fought Joseph Benavidez, I think the first time. And then it comes out in the last fight against Moreno, he was having weight cut issues like the night before. He was hospitalized. Now it comes out again. It's just like, he's not a 125er. I think he's got to go up to 135 at this point.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is that's going to hurt him at 35 is I think that he's so short. Like, we're seeing these taller guys like Sandhagen and stuff make that weight. And it's going to be really tough for him to...
Could you picture that fight, like Sandhagen versus Figueiredo? Like, that just doesn't, like, Frankie Edgar was small against him. Figueiredo might be smaller than Frankie Edgar, right? He's got to be.
They're close. That's the thing. Like, Figueiredo is almost too in shape. Like, he's too. Yeah. He has no weight to cut. It's one of those things where he's stacked. Like, this dude has no fat on him. There's nothing to cut whatsoever. So, yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, he's not invincible. He lost to Jussier Formiga a couple years back. I mean, he's not unbeatable. I think he's good. I think at 25, if he can make the weight healthy, he's probably unbeatable. Yes. Minus Brendan Moreno, maybe. I mean, Brendan Moreno is that damn good. But it's the weight cut plays a huge factor into a lot of the issues that he deals with. And he looked slow. He just didn't look like himself that whole fight.
Yeah, it was tough too, because I had correctly told all my friends to bet Brad Riddell plus money, And, that fight was insane. And he ends up winning that fight. And I was like, okay, now everyone hammer Figueiredo, like the rest of the way here. He's the lock of the night. And from the get-go, like he got dropped. And then there was multiple submission attempts on him. I was like, don't worry, he'll bounce back. Brandon Moreno did not let up at all, controlled all 3 of those rounds, got the finish. And I was like, shit, man, what happened? But it was the weight cut. I really believe that.
I mean, I think that we weren't the only ones saying though, so it makes that Figueiredo was gonna work Brandon Moreno. Like most people were like, okay, like he's gonna be healthy this time, everything's gonna go smooth for him, and he's gonna destroy Brandon Moreno. But the thing is, it didn't go smooth. Like leading up to the fight, nothing went smooth for him. And had that been known, you knew at the weight cut. I think when he was the last person to weigh in,
yes, exactly.
I think that's when everyone's kind of like, okay, maybe it's not it. Maybe he's not going to run through Brandon Moreno. But even Dana White said, he's like, there's no way. I thought this fight was going to go much different than the first one. And it did. Mm-hmm. But he's like, I was expecting it to go much different in the favor of Deiveson Figueiredo. And listen, Dana White can't be upset though. He's now got the Mexican market. He's got a champ now. And listen, Brandon Moreno seems like the nicest guy on the planet too, which makes him so much more likable. I'm super pumped for it. And the stories of 2021 for champs has just been a hell of a year.
Oh yeah. Between like Jan Blachowicz had a whole thing. Charles Oliveira had his whole thing. Now it's Brandon Moreno, Francis. Yeah. It's insane. It is awesome.
Rose.
Rose. Wow. What a last like 6 months it's been.
Yeah,
but
it's been crazy.
Also, but like Israel Adesanya too. Just want to give him credit. A lot of people, I was like sitting in a bar watching it, and like they're talking about how it's boring. He's not finishing him. He's not that good. He dominated that entire fight. Let's be honest.
Izzy can go on cruise control and just it's going to be boring if you don't like the decision. It's going to be boring, but that's how good he is. Like I feel like Izzy was just. He's so much better. And Kieran actually called me after our show and was talking to me for a little bit because he wasn't able to do the recap. And he's like, people will hate it and say it's a boring fight, but Izzy is that good where he can just put it on cruise control and just coast and like never be in any, like he doesn't have to put himself in danger. He doesn't have to go for the finish. He's got the cardio. He doesn't have to do what a lot of people do to get wins. Like he is that good. And some people probably hate that, but like that is something to marvel at the fact that like I honestly feel like at any point he probably could have put Vettori away if he really wanted to, but it's like one of those things where he just like kind of just cruises. Like he just cruises through the fight and doesn't put himself in any compromising positions and just, goes with the flow. And I think that that's something that gets overlooked with a lot of fighters.
Yeah, and it's like, go back and look at it. I know like the Yoel Romero fight, you could say was boring, and then this fight was a little bit boring, but he knocked out Robert Whittaker, dude. He knocked out Paulo Costa. He has finishes on his record. It just doesn't happen all the time. It's just he's so smart. He knows exactly what he's doing and what to avoid. And there was no point in that fight that Vettori was even close. I mean, he took him down, like maybe 2 times, but didn't do anything with the takedowns. And you're not going to strike with Adesanya, so you don't know what to do. You're lost.
Yeah, no, there was no point. The only thing Vettori, he's a guy that will stick in the top 5, top 6, 7. Like he's good. I don't dislike Vettori either. I think he's shitty at shit talk, but other than that, like I don't dislike him. I think that he is a good fighter, but he doesn't have the wrestling abilities to hold Izzy down. Like his wrestling is obviously not that good. Like if it was that good when he had Izzy on his back, like he'd be able to hold him there longer than he did. Like Izzy popped back up right away every single time. Like,
oh yeah,
it wasn't even close. That fight was all right. It was a lot of what I expected. I didn't expect anything special from that fight. But I did want to get your take before we move on from 263. I wanted to get your take on one, Bilal Muhammad and Damian Maia, because I'm out on Bilal Muhammad at this point. Like to me, you go out there and you fight a 43-year-old that basically Dana White said like that's his last fight in the UFC, and he didn't do anything. Like, and I don't dislike Bilal Muhammad. like that was a fight that he could have showcased like his finish ability, and he just doesn't have it. Like he does not finish fights, and he's just I don't know what it was, but like for me, I was expecting much more from Bilal Muhammad in that fight than what happened.
Yeah, that one was tough.
That fight was the boner killer of the night because you had Jamal Hill get his arm snapped in half, and then you have Damian Maia and Bilal Muhammad just boring as hell.
Yeah, so Damian Maia was 1 for 21 in the takedowns, even though they weren't even really like true takedown attempts. He just kind of like was pushing him against the cage at times, but it's just a kind of one of those cases how we talk about Izzy doing what he has to do. It felt like he was doing that, but Izzy does that in the title fights because that's a smart thing to do. You don't risk it for the biscuit, whereas now you're fighting Damian Maia, who's 43 years old, can't strike for shit, has been knocked out recently. You got to go in there, and especially after all this shit with Leon Edwards and like Bilal saying like he deserves that rematch, he wants to be taken seriously. I think it's a botched opportunity, kind of similar to what we saw with Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz. Like I really wanted to see Leon finish that fight. I think Bilal needed to finish this fight, and I'm not sold on him. I'm really not. I'm in the same boat as you. Like I think he's a good fighter, but do I think he's ever really going to be like a serious title contender? No, I don't.
That's the thing. Even if he didn't get the finish, like even if he had battered Damian Maia and Damian Maia just wouldn't go down, like if he would have beat the piss out of Damian Maia and somehow Damian Maia stayed standing, I'd respect it. I'd say okay. But like there was nothing. Like it was I don't even remember like so I live streamed the whole night and I like the whole card I live streamed and I remember almost everything, but I do not even remember Bilal Muhammad landing like a significant shot in that fight.
So he was 45 of 127 significant strikes. That's a 35% accuracy. That one is a terrible accuracy. And two, it's against a guy who's Damian Maia is 43. He's not in and out, moving around.
Punching bag.
He's a punching bag. So that looks terrible for Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah, that fight sucked. I was out on that. By the way, I want to say Paul Craig too. We didn't pick him. Yeah, buddy. We didn't pick him in our picks. We all picked Jamal Hill.
I picked him.
Oh, you picked Paul Craig.
I picked Paul Craig.
But I did put money on Paul Craig because I said it, and I'm pissed because Jamal Hill, that should have been a sub win. That was such bullshit because I bet Paul Craig by sub, and that was a sub win. That was bullshit. That ref sucks. But no, Paul Craig, I knew that was going to happen, dude. It's the case of guy with 9 fights versus a guy with 30 fights. It happens all the time, especially when it's someone like Jamal Hill who's just a striker. That's all he does. Paul Craig literally pulled guard and then subbed him in like 5 minutes. It wasn't even close. I just knew that was going to happen. But shout out to Paul Craig. The dude is a savage. Like I don't know if he'll ever be like top 5, but he is good, man. I don't know if he'll be top 10 either, but he is good. Like it's tough because he's more of a specialist. I mean, he does have that KO win over Shogun, but it's Shogun. But like he is a specialist. It gets a little tougher as you get to the top because most of those guys are so well rounded. But I like Paul Craig a lot, and there was some animosity there, and they ended up, putting it aside. But that was also one of the grossest things I've ever seen. Like that dude's arm was folding like a hamburger bun. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. That was the one main event fight I missed, but I just watched like the Twitter, replays because it went completely viral, and that was freaking disgusting. The way his arm turned up like that, and then it's just as Josh was kind of doing it. I saw it on the clips there. Yeah, that thing was flopping around like crazy, like a fish out of water. So yeah, massive disadvantage there. And I think I was saying it when I was breaking it down. I was like, if he gets him to the ground, severe disadvantage for Jamal Hill having 8 pro fights versus a guy who, like you said, is a specialist in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, has a ton of subs on record. He submitted Ankalaev. Like this dude is very good. And I was saying it to Norton. He is very good, but I still don't believe he'll be top 5 at any point. Kind of like how you're saying, once you kind of climb the ranks, people can kind of handle it a little bit more. So he's too much of a specialist, but he's a problem for anyone pretty much probably outside the top 10. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But then I did want to get real quick to Leon and Nate. Leon's stock fell in this fight.
How does this happen every time? Man,
Every time.
this guy is
And
cursed.
Kieran put it perfectly. Leon is almost too good. He's almost too technical.
Yeah.
He is not a guy he basically fought the way Izzy fought, but he got clipped at the end. Like, he fought technical. I mean, he beat the shit out of Nate Diaz for
24
rounds.
out of, yeah.
I mean that's the thing. Like, he's so technical and he is good, but then you get rocked like that. Like, and I agree with you. You said it. Like, if he got rocked like that by Nate, what is going to happen when he fights someone like Usman? Like, he's going to get killed if his chin is that weak. And it's one of those things where I think he'll still get the title shot, but again, this was an opportunity that could have been, if he finishes Nate Diaz, man, like, people are screaming from the rooftops. You know, Leon is I'm not gonna say star, but he's like, people know who he is now. And I mean, I thought he was clearly the better fighter in the fight, without a doubt. But people do not remember that. People do not remember the first 4 rounds at all. They remember the Leon that was fumbling all over the place at the end of round 5.
Yeah, you're not going to be looking back at this fight saying, "Wow, what a fight by Leon." You're going to look back and remember how pumped up you were that Nate Diaz almost came back in round 5 with like 2 minutes left to almost knock out Leon. Like, people were going nuts. Everyone loves Nate Diaz too. Like, it's so funny, like, how his fans are. It's literally just like Conor fans. I know, and I get it too. But like, I was trying so hard to like be on the Leon train, and I was like happy for him throughout those whole 4 rounds. I was like, wow, he's doing a very good job. But then when Nate started landing those shots later on, I started questioning it a little bit. And my immediate thought was like, okay, one, if he fights Usman, he's kind of screwed because Usman now can strike and has insane power. And then 2, I think people really wanted the finish out of this. Like, people wanted to see Leon, and then we even see Dana White come out. He's not impressed. We see Kamaru Usman tweet out. He's not impressed. Like, this was that opportunity for Leon to be like, okay, I'm here. Take me serious. I'm the next guy up. Like, screw Colby Covington.
Yeah, and the difference, I will say this, the difference between the Diaz army and the McGregor fans is McGregor got KO'd by Dustin Poirier. Nate Diaz, everything that the Diaz army says is true. Like, he proves it true. He proved it true in this fight. He gets his ass beat, but he somehow in the later rounds ends up becoming like this superhuman. And like, he doesn't fight for years. It doesn't seem like he even trains. And then he comes back and fights the number 3 guy and almost knocks him out after getting his ass beat for 5 rounds. Now, the only other thing I will say is, and Kieran made this point as well, would someone like Usman or someone like that be able to take the shots that Leon landed on Nate? Like, he landed some huge shots on Nate. So that's the kind of the reverse side. Nate Diaz's chin is 10 out of 10. Yeah. Probably the best chin in all of MMA. So for me, I think that's a good counterpoint, is Leon did land a lot of really good shots that Nate Diaz he just don't feel it.
Yeah, and then you look at the most recent fight, Gilbert Burns Usman fight. You know, he got knocked down in that fight, but also Gilbert Burns has more power than Leon, I would imagine. But I don't know. Leon is a crafty striker because he'll throw the elbows. He's got good kicks. He can obviously keep his distance really well. He's a big dude. He's like 6'2". He's shredded, and he can go. You know, his cardio is very good. He can go all 5 rounds. So I do think he would be a problem. I don't know, man. I think it would be a good fight. I do want to see Leon Usman. I do think that would be a really good fight. I think Colby should kind of hold off for a little bit, but I don't know how that would play out because he's really well-rounded, and he can grapple too. We saw that. He took down Nate Diaz, controlled him, even had the back a few times. Like, he can pretty much do everything.
Yeah, no, Leon is good. That's the thing. Like, I think that if you're a Leon fan, you're upset because it didn't help his stock at all, but he didn't fight a bad fight. That's what sucks. Like, it's just Leon would not be Leon Edwards without this storm cloud just above him 24/7, because there's just, for everything that's good with Leon, there's something bad that just sets it all back. And that is exactly what happened on Saturday. Saturday was the tale of his career. Great fight, great fighter, some sort of controversy or something to derail any sort of hype he had.
It's so funny too. Like we've been talking about Leon for so long of like the Shemaev fights that never happened, and then he was inactive for almost like 2 years. Then it's the Bilal Muhammad eye poke, and now it's this. It's like at this point, I can't believe that he's ever going to win a championship, a title, a belt.
If he won a belt, the UFC would be miserable because he's not liked by anyone.
No, and he's not good on the mic either.
No, like he's just. People don't like him. So I feel like the UFC is going to do everything they can not to even give this man a title shot. But at this point, I honestly felt like Leon was the next closest contender, and no one is beating Kamaru Usman. This just totally solidified the fact that Kamaru Usman is basically untouchable at this point. Like if Leon can't put away Nate, if he can't put on, which I think he put on a good performance, but it's just Nate Diaz fought 2 years ago. Like it's that thing that just never gets out of your mind. Probably longer than 2 years ago. No, it was about a year ago, 2 years ago. It was the BMF belt. But that's probably what's going to happen next. They're going to do a BMF too. It's either going to be that or it's going to be the trilogy with Conor. This is my thing. If Conor loses, it's going to be Nate Conor 3 because that fight will sell. They'll make a ton of money, and that'll probably be it. Conor would have nothing else to fight for at that point. If Conor ends up winning, then I think it would be Nate Masvidal too.
It's funny too because there's a few of those guys who like everyone chases, like everyone wants the Conor fight, and then Nate's like right below him. Demi and Maya tweeted out, if I don't know if you saw that or was on Instagram, he wants to get his last fight against Nate Diaz. A couple of submission artists in there. I don't think Nate's going to take that one. And then also Jake Paul, of course, puts his name in the ring too and is like, hey, after this fight, Nate Diaz, I got you.
That'd be stupid. It'd be great for Nate from a money standpoint, but it'd be stupid because Nate's not a bad striker, but that's not his.
No, he doesn't want
strong
to do that.
suit. You know what I mean. So I'm not all in on that. And then we got our other guy here. He's made it. Care Bear Kieran. How are we doing, buddy? I can't hear you. He's talking right now. I can't hear him.
I had to bring up the Jake Paul. He's itching to get in here.
He's like, he just peeked up and he's like, you said Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, Nate Diaz? He's all in.
Was there any fight announcements? I only saw one. It was Angela Hill and Tecia Torres.
Yeah, there's a few. Just friend of the show, Slow Mike Rodriguez.
Oh, he's back. Okay, I didn't see this one.
Tafon and Nchukwi.
Ooh, Tafon and Nchukwi. Okay.
Yeah. I kind of like that fight.
Yeah. I like that fight. That's a tough
Mike.
Slow though. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm back. Sorry. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Good. Sweet.
We were just talking Jake Paul and Nate Diaz.
What, a boxing match?
Jake Paul called him out afterwards, yeah.
I don't hate it.
That easily could be the fight.
That'd be a fun fight to watch. I don't hate it, but I don't know. Jake Paul has to understand that he's not going to knock Nate Diaz out. Like, you could catch him with a huge shot, and he's still going to walk forward.
You need to kill that man.
Yeah,
you could hit Nate Diaz with a 18-wheeler, and I'll still be alive.
It's Tony Ferguson and Nate Diaz.
The Diaz brothers don't lose; they just run out of time. That's what everybody says. Like, you can literally hit Nate Diaz in the fucking face with a shovel, and he'll just keep walking forward. Yeah, you got to shoot people like Nate. No. Nate is just a zombie.
His post fights are the best though, man. When he was talking, he's like, they asked him about him and his brother fighting on the same card or something like that. And he's like, man, we always do stuff together. And he goes, Nick is the greatest ever as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just like, I don't know. They're fun.
You got to back your brother.
You know? Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't know. Nick does have like a strike force. Like, he has a world champion, like a respectable world championship, you know?
Yeah.
Nate, I don't know. I was so damn indifferent towards that ending. It's just like, bro, you lost 24 minutes of the fight, and then nobody's talking about Leon Edwards right now.
Exactly.
Has anyone said anything positive about Leon Edwards?
No.
We're trying to. We're really trying to.
And Nate Diaz shit all over, or Dana White shit all over Leon too. He was not happy
Usman
about it.
did. Everyone came out.
Colby did. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is what it is.
It's a tough scene when you get rocked by someone who isn't really known for knocking people out. And
I thought he was kidding. I thought he was literally kidding when he got hit and he was stumbling. I was like, oh, he did it on purpose. Like that was like funny. And then you were at the
bar. Was the bar going crazy?
Oh my god, dude, they were going insane, dude. Everyone was rooting for Nate Diaz. Everyone was taking that plus 400 money, and they were just holding on to it.
Good God, I've never seen Leon Edwards that hurt before though. So that was wild itself. I don't know, man. That Nate Diaz is just a zombie, bro. You got to be alert every single because he's so tricky too, you know. But I don't know. He got handled on the ground, handled on the feet for most of the fight. But all it takes is just one combination. And I mean, if he would have landed that and it would have hurt Leon as much, we wouldn't be talking about that. We'd be like, oh yeah, he got a nice little combination. But the fact he had Leon on Queer Street like that, tough scene for Leon. That took everything away from him. Also, the way he was fighting before that, though, too. I don't think he was going to get a title shot off of that because everyone just would have booed him vigorously after he won anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. But I like Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. Diaz. I hope Nate Diaz does the same shit he just did to dude. I don't know though. That's with boxing gloves. It's completely different than sneaking a 4-ounce. Two through a little opening, but
the most disrespectful part is he slapped the shit out of Leon before he hit him.
Oh yeah, too. No, that's his combo. He did the same thing against Connor. I'm telling you, it's that slap too.
The Stockton slap.
Yeah, it's a 3-2. It's not like it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty
it works.
Crazy.
I'm gonna try that on the streets. I'm gonna try it.
No. You gotta. Someone's gonna try your chin. See if you have Nate Diaz's chin.
Well, I don't know if I have a chin or not. I've never been hit that. It would be a first.
What's your life been like?
What's my life been like?
Yeah, chins come with struggle. You gotta have some form of. You either need like impeccable bone structure or great struggle.
I mean, I've struggled. I don't know about like.
Have you struggled like I grew up in like poverty, struggled, or like I'm a Pacific Islander, struggle?
I'm definitely not a Pacific
suburbia, so
yeah. There might be too much suburbia in there. Yeah, no, it's just there's correlation between struggle and chins, you know.
There's correlation with struggle and success just in general.
Hey, Connor never got knocked out when he was broke.
That's true.
This is true.
Guy gets a couple bills and now his chin is weak as hell.
Saying, yeah.
Charles Oliveira, didn't he grow up in the
favelas?
The favelas of Brazil.
Yeah,
we'll see what his chin's like next time.
Yeah.
All right. So you said Tafon and Nchukwi slow Mike. That fight's a 1.
Yeah, I don't even think we don't want to rate
Tafon
that one.
and Nchukwi.
That's just a friend of the show.
Mike Rodriguez.
Okay. Mike Rodriguez. Tafon and Nchukwi is huge, but the slowest guy, I think, in that division.
Yeah, but Mike Rodriguez, they call him Slow Mike. So,
oh god,
his nickname is Slow Mike Rodriguez.
Yeah. Oh my god, is it because he's like mentally slow, or is it like
it's like a molasses thing, wasn't it?
SLO.
Slow as molasses. Didn't he say that? We interviewed him. He told us.
Yeah. I don't think he's not like that slow now, and I think I lean towards Rodriguez in this fight. I mean, Nchukwi, I don't think is that great. I mean, he's got a decent chin, but.
Yeah, Mike. Who was he beating? It wasn't Sam Alvey.
Ed Herman.
Yeah, and that was like the worst non-stoppage, right?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that was just friend of the show. Just to toss that one out there. Andre Fili, Daniel Pineda, kind of like middle of the road fight there. 3. It's like a 3 for me.
That's a home run compared to Slow Mike and Tafon and Nchukwi, but I'd say like 2.5 for me. I like Andre Fili. His fights are normally exciting.
He's one of those guys who should be really good, and just the record doesn't show it.
Well, he loses against opposition, and then also he just can't put it together sometimes, man.
Yeah.
It's like a 2 for me. I'm not.
Yeah, I said 2.5. That's fair.
Yeah. What about Jessica Andrade, Cynthia Calvillo? UFC 266 in September. Is that turning any heads for anyone?
I mean, I like Jessica Andrade is actually exciting to watch whenever she's not facing someone that's just going to dominate her grappling wise. But yeah, I mean, Cynthia Calvillo has shit for her. That might be a knockout. I'll go 4. I love seeing it.
I'll go 2.
Give me Andrade.
I'll give 2, but just all 2 to Andrade.
Recently canceled OnlyFans model.
She canceled it?
Andrade. She found out that her pictures got leaked. And I'm like, what? Like that's like
it's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna happen. You're posting your body on the internet. No. Those were sent in a group chat I was in, and I hated it. I lose friends over that shit. Don't
that's like you send that to your enemy, not your friends.
I'm the person that sent them.
Everyone hates you in the group chat. Like,
oh yeah,
damn it, Karen.
No, I've been told that I am a liability to open the group chat in public, and I love it that way. It's great. It's a great time. I'll turn ours into that. Don't worry.
I haven't seen that yet. I was gonna say, yeah, keep it on the hush.
I think you should do it because I think it would liven it up a little bit.
Tis what it is.
Shit.
Anything else? I mean, the Tecia Torres Angela Hill was the other one, but still, I mean, that's not turning any heads.
The winner of that might actually have an opportunity to fight one of the elites up top, though. So, why am I fucking? It's Angela Hill. I'm never excited to see Angela.
She fights
Hill.
like every day. It's wild.
That fight is not turning any heads or turning anyone on.
Angela Hill is the Neil Magny of that division. You can't. Same exact fight style, and yeah.
Just decision wins all the time.
Just decision wins. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we can just pass. We could just glare right over this week's fight announcements because they.
Yeah,
suck.
there was nothing. Yeah. There was nothing. What about Ultimate Fighter episode 2? You guys check that out?
I have not watched a lick of that boring ass show. I'm not.
It's not good. It's really not good.
Yeah.
The fight was better this time around, but there's no like in-house drama going on yet. So there's just
did a knockout happen?
No, they went to that third round, and then there's a wrestler, a guy who just sticks on you like glue, and it was tough to watch.
Yeah, no, I'll watch the finale.
Kamaru Usman did that all the way through his season of Ultimate Fighter. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't listen. Ultimate Fighter is still producing champs. Usman, Brendan Moreno.
Oh yeah,
Brendan Moreno. Yeah,
they have to be here for a while though. I mean, Usman was just this overwhelming force as far as wrestling is concerned. But man, I don't know.
Still somehow it's still producing more champs than Contender Series.
There's no champs coming out of this.
No,
it's not happening. There's only one guy. He's the guy who fought in the first episode. You probably saw him. I forget what his name was. He's definitely the best one on that show. He
trains out by here sometimes. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, my cousin has trained with him a few times. But yeah, no, I don't know. The Ultimate Fighter, I watched the first one because I had time. I'm not finding time to fit that into my schedule.
Maybe when Pooh Bear fights Brian Battle.
Let me know.
I'll let you know.
Let me know, and then I'll watch it.
Yeah, I don't really understand. So like he's already back, right? And I saw he was on with Aaron. Like they signed an NDA or something, or can we get some inside scoops?
No, I'm pretty sure he got. I think that if they're off now, I think that they're done.
Right. So he did not win.
He probably lost
the Ultimate Fighter
because Vince Murdoch or whatever, he was on there too, and he's out now too. So I'm pretty sure he lost and he's done. All
right. Well, hey, that would have been
tough
cool.
Scene. Yeah, tough scene for those guys, but
yeah.
If you lose on the Ultimate Fighter, you're probably done.
Yeah, for the most part. I did want to know, and I didn't get to listen to the recap, but did you guys bring this up or not? Figgy 3, or do you want to see something else? Like the rematch?
Askarov.
You got to run it? You want Askarov?
I don't think Figgy's going to stay at that weight class.
Yeah.
He wants it. He said he wants the third fight, but he will go up to 135 too. Like those are the two options.
To. I just don't think he's going to be you're already going to have a built-in excuse for next time about being too big for the weight class. Plus, Askarov's beating everybody else. Like his only blemish in the UFC is a draw to Moreno, and I think that'd be a great rematch.
Give me Askarov versus Garbrandt for the number one contender for the title shot.
Oof. Kind of forgot about that, to be honest.
Yeah, Garbrandt's got to fight. Garbrandt's got to make that weight first. So I like it, but I wouldn't keep Brandon Moreno on the shelf. Give me Moreno and Askarov in Mexico.
It's gonna happen. I was just talking to Chris Dawkins about this. Everything is opening. So
shit, Mexico's been open though for a minute.
Yeah, they never closed. They never
closed. Yeah.
They didn't even know what COVID was.
Yeah, no, they knew what it was. They just didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, they got cartel members out there killing people more than COVID does. It's true. Have you been reading the news?
No,
it's been
I don't
bad.
look at news.
I thought that was just like a generic Mexico joke.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh no, like it's bad.
Like classic Mexico.
I mean, it's always been bad, but no, I think it's getting worse. On Yahoo every single day, so I don't really read the news, but like when I typically pull up Yahoo like once a day to see like what and like for the last 2 weeks, like one of the head articles is like cartel member, blah blah blah. Plus, there's this whole like El Chapo thing's been going on, like his wife pleaded guilty or something like that. So like, there's just all this stuff going on now. So
you're very woke on Mexico.
Yes, scary. I went to Mexico once and I was scared to death. I did not want to go.
Stay at the resort.
I did, yes. Didn't step foot off the resort. All right. I'm very terrified of going to foreign countries, man. Like, especially when you don't speak the language. It's just something that terrifies the living hell.
Terrifies you?
Huh?
Like Luxembourg would just terrify you?
Yeah, it's so far away. I'm a homebody. I like to just stay in where I know where my roots are. I don't want to be
homebody too, but I don't know. Shit.
I've been to 10 countries.
It's a different
and it's worth it when you overcome your fear.
No, I'll go anywhere in the US. I don't know, man.
Does Canada terrify you?
I don't know.
Pretty cold. I don't know.
It's cold, yeah. I don't know. All right, you guys ready to get into UFC Fight Night? Zombie, Ige, another. We going from pay-per-view to this card. We got Aleksei Oleinik
don't you dare talk about him like that.
How is this? They're gonna cut Damian Maia. They're gonna cut Alistair Overeem. But they're still gonna pay the 80 fight Aleksei Oleinik.
It's heavyweight.
I know, but it's
honestly interesting matchup though.
In the rankings.
It's an interesting card. There's only 4 prelims. It's a very small card. There's only 4 prelims, and the rest is main card stuff. The main card is not terrible.
The main card changed. One of the fights dropped out. Tim Means fight's out.
No, damn.
Yeah.
What? Are you for real?
Julian Erosa stepped in and is fighting someone else. And they bumped that to the 4th matchup.
Man, I love watching Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts because he always just gets he either blasts somebody or get fucking blasted every time he fights. Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts is like violence incarnate, and it always just happens to him or whoever he's fighting. I love it.
And Tim Means is like 40 years old, 50 fights, and is still winning.
The dirty bird. I mean, we got Casey O'Neill, like they got some prospects here, so that'll be pretty good. Rick Glenn is on this card. I don't even think Rick Glenn fought anymore. He's on this card. Josh Parisian, I can't stand him. He sucks, and he's fighting Roque Martinez, who's not good. So I'm honestly the featured prelim though. I do like Verna Andaroba, so I like that fight. I don't know why. I'm a fan of Andaroba. She put on a good performance against Mackenzie Dern. I mean, she got outstruck the first 2 rounds, but then she poured it on Mackenzie Dern in the last round and almost stole that fight.
Look at
she's like kind of like a dark horse in that division, I feel like, but
I wouldn't say
not
that.
Really.
I wouldn't
Rob
say
Schneider.
No, yeah.
I remember you saying.
I think
that.
she also kind of looks like a Chase Hooper, Rob Schneider remix.
Can we get a round of applause for Chase Hooper losing last week? Please.
Cut him.
I wish he got
Get him
knocked
out of
out.
here.
Still hasn't got knocked out yet. It's insane.
It's coming. There's not many fighters you can get worse than Steven Peterson. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's always like, he's 22, 23 years old. He's got time on his side.
Yeah,
his chin is going to be gone by the time he's 25. He gets hit way too much. Literally, I think I could land some good shots on Chase Hooper. I'm just saying. I'll probably get my leg snapped off, but prior to getting my leg snapped off, I think I'd hit him a couple times.
You think you could land some good shots on Chase Hooper?
Yep.
He's lanky as shit.
I don't care.
Too much distance, man. Wait, how tall are you, Zach?
Not saying.
Yeah, anyway, all right.
Not that tall.
Next fight.
On to UFC Fight Night. Zombie Ige. Yeah. We got Matt Brown, Dhiego Lima, the Wish Lima brother, and God, he sucks. But Matt Brown still fighting. I thought he was going to get cut after his last fight, but he's still going. against Dhiego Lima, who has a chin. The dude, he fought Bilal Muhammad, right? His last fight out, and got worked and somehow didn't go down because Bilal Muhammad doesn't finish fights. But Kieran, your mic's off again, I think.
Sorry, my fault. What you said? What again?
Nothing. I wasn't talking to you. I saw you talking. I saw you talking, and I didn't hear anything, so I knew your mic was off.
Sorry. It's okay. It's acting weird. I'm gonna fix it real quick. Just give me a second.
Okay. But anyway, listen. I'm not going to go too in depth on this fight because I really don't give a shit about it. But Matt Brown, I'm taking Matt Brown by KO. I'm going to take Matt Brown by KO. And the reason I'm going to do that, I think he's going to land an elbow on Dhiego Lima. Dhiego Lima sucks, man. I can't believe he's still in the UFC. I still can't believe he's in the UFC. Matt Brown has somewhat of a chin. Dhiego Lima is not knocking him out. Matt Brown is stronger than him at ancient versus, I don't know how old Lima is, but he's old. And Matt Brown is going to, I think he's going to kill Dhiego Lima, which is going to officially get him cut. And that's crazy to say, but Dhiego Lima is that bad.
Yeah. This fight kind of stinks. I don't know. Matt Brown, 3-7 in his last 10, 0-2 in his last 2. But that was Miguel Baeza knocked him out, and we all love Baeza. Carlos Condit, unanimous decision. Condit looks pretty solid. Dhiego Lima, like... The Bilal fight, like he was landing a whole ton of those leg kicks. That was like really the only thing was Bilal was just eating a whole ton of leg kicks, but he just kept coming forward. I think he spent pretty much the whole fight against the cage, just getting battered. So not excited about either fighter here. I do kind of like the Matt Brown pick because he's really just a kill or be killed guy. So let's go Matt Brown KO. I'm gonna ride with you on that.
I'm betting money on it too.
The loser of this fight should be cut. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
They should both get cut.
The loser, I think they should both get cut. I think if Dhiego Lima wins, I think you gotta cut Matt Brown, and if Matt Brown wins, you definitely gotta cut Dhiego Lima. You know. Also, can we also get a round of applause of Bilal Muhammad's just striking display that he put on Damian Maia? Just absolutely amazing. The shots that he landed on that 44-year-old man that was stiff as a board. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This fight is fucking terrible. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not looking forward to it. If we're being honest, I think
the worst part is going to be fucking recapping this card. That is the worst part about doing these.
Yeah, this shit sucks, man. It really sucks. But I'm gonna go with Matthew Immortal Brown, you know, versus Dhiego Lima. Just because I have no faith in Dhiego Lima. Also, his brother just got absolutely wrestle fucked in one of the worst cards I've ever seen. Aaron, if you watch this back, Bellator fucking sucks most of the time, bro. I'm sorry. That shit is ass.
It was so bad Aaron Steve Pico sold his tickets.
Bro, no. It was.
You had tickets, Steve?
No, you know what's even worse is I bought tickets, couldn't find anyone that wanted to go with me, couldn't find anyone to sell them to, so I just ate the money and didn't go.
Bro.
That's how much it sucked.
There was nobody in that audience either. And it was
because no one fucking bought a ticket.
No one fucking
me, and I didn't go.
Bellator. No one wants to watch. That's fucking suck. But hey, I would honestly, I feel bad, but I bet if you would have actually gone, you would have been like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have came anyway." You know?
Yeah.
Like I that shit was terrible. Like just awful. I mean, oh god. Anyway, but Dhiego Lima lost. His brother just got beat over 5 rounds just by the most boring 26-0 fighter you will ever see in your life. And Bellator is trying to hype him up like Khabib, like he has the best record in all of mixed martial arts right now. It's like, okay, bro, like let's relax. He is fucking snooze fest. But yeah, Dhiego Lima's a trash can, and I really hope I never have to see either one of these guys fights ever again. To be honest with you, Matt Brown was fun when he was like younger, but now I think he's over the hill. But he's gonna turn back the clock this time, and beat him somehow. I don't know what method. I'm just gonna say decision.
I'm just gonna throw it out there, but Matt Brown has been submitted 10 times in his career, and Lima does have, 5 submissions on record. So a little sprinkle of a prop bet there.
This man has not had a decision victory since he beat Wonder Boy in 2012.
Who?
Matt Brown.
That's
Every
nuts.
single fight that he's won has been by finish. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm changing my pick. I'm taking Dhiego Lima. This record is fucking terrible. This record is terrible. Oh my god. He is 3-7 in his last 10.
Yeah, no.
How is he not cut yet?
That's what I said.
14 and 12 UFC, yeah.
What the fuck?
He's a name, right? People like to see Matt Brown.
No, hell no. Get him out of
here. People
like if Dhiego Lima can't win this, Dhiego Lima should retire. He shouldn't just be cut. He should retire from professional mixed martial arts.
I'm just going to say this, though. I'm looking at Matt Brown's record. He's lost to Miguel Baeza, really good. Lost to Carlos Condit, okay, not really good, but
over the hill.
Better than Matt Brown. He lost to Donald Cerrone, Jake Ellenberger, Damian Maia, Johnny Hendricks, Robbie Lawler. Like, the people that he's supposed to beat, he beats. Ben Saunders, Diego Sanchez. I think Dhiego Lima is one of, like, you can group those guys together at this point. So I think that Matt Brown still gets it done.
When was his last win? How long ago?
Ben Saunders is fucking terrible. And
I know, but so is Dhiego Lima.
I know, but Dhiego Lima has wins recently.
He's 3-2 in the UFC. That's really not bad.
He's dog water. Matt Brown's getting the.
Now he has 2 split decisions.
Hey,
he has 2 split decisions.
Those judges, man.
This fight sucks.
This fight is fucking terrible. Both of these guys should not be here. Like, this is horrible.
Well, you want to get into the Wellington Turman
Let's go.
Bruno Silva fight?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I was confused. I thought this was the other Bruno
it's
Silva.
A different Bruno Silva who's not fought in the UFC.
That's weird because they have the wrong picture on here. On ESPN, they have the wrong picture. On ESPN, they have the picture of the good Bruno Silva.
Oh, it's the other one. I'm almost sure it's the other Bruno Silva who's not fought in the UFC, right?
Yeah, I think it is. This Bruno Silva, has not fought in the UFC. He's got knockout power, though. So Wellington Turman has had a rough go in the UFC since he's been here. He won. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm bringing it up on Tapology here. He lost to Andrew Sanchez, who was just okay. Hold on. We're getting a caller, guys. We're getting a caller. Can you believe this?
Is it Aaron?
Taylor Felt.
Oh, it's
Hello? Shout out Taylor Felt music.
Hold on. Hold on.
She watch fights?
Taylor, are you there?
Hello, Taylor.
Taylor, you're live.
Hold on. They can't hear you yet. They can't hear you yet.
You got to ask her about the TikTok versus YouTuber fight, you know?
You are live right now, just so you know. I'm not trying to pull any Shannon Sharp stuff. You are live. I don't want you to know that you're not live. Anything you say is currently being recorded.
Perfect. Amazing.
So what would you like to talk about today?
What's up, guys? How are you? How's everything?
Chilling.
I just want
Good.
I just want to say thank you for all the love and support for everything. But for UFC, what is your guys' favorite fighter of all time? Like favorite of all time?
Oof. Favorite all time.
Wait, can she hear us too?
I don't know.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear Kieran?
No, I don't hear the two. I don't hear Steve or Kieran. No.
Oh, she can't. I guess she can't hear you. She can only hear me, I guess.
There you go, Zach. Spill the beans.
What they say.
Okay, so she wants to know what our favorite fighter is of all time.
Interesting.
My favorite fighter of all time is Paul Felder.
Are you for real?
Yes.
Why?
Kieran's giving me shit for that. I don't know, man. Paul Felder's never had a bad fight.
Ask Taylor if she knows who Paul Felder is.
Do you know who Paul Felder is? Kieran wants to know.
Fuck no, baby.
No.
Never
fucking heard of him.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You should ask her. Ask her how she feels.
Kieran will tell me after the show, I'm guessing.
Yeah, maybe. Probably.
He said probably.
Yeah. You gotta ask her how she feels about
what was your guys' favorite fight on the TikTok versus YouTube?
I didn't.
Did you guys watch it?
I didn't watch it.
I'll tell you what.
YouTube won, right?
YouTube dominated. Oh,
yeah.
we can talk about it a little bit later, but yeah.
It was a train wreck, but yeah, it was a mess.
It was fun. All the TikTokers got slept. It was actually amazing.
I said that I feel like Kieran should join next year if that happens again.
I need to.
Oh, he really should. He would kill them all. He would crush them.
There you go.
Thank you.
So good.
That's the confidence you want out of your girlfriend, you know. It'd be real tough if she was on here and just like, yeah, Kieran might get fucking slept. He's not good. You know.
Kieran is very happy that I hate being the middleman here, but Kieran said that he's very happy that you are supporting him.
I'm always supporting him. Always supporting him. Forever. He's gonna kill him.
Kill them all, no matter who you fight. Put him in there against Francis. He's winning.
How did you guys like the Izzy fight? What was your guys' favorite moment from that
Favorite
fight?
moment of
The
Izzy's
ass
fight?
grab.
Yeah, the ass grab.
Yes,
the ass grab was the
Ass
best.
grab was definitely the best.
Or when he cried at the end, that was pretty hilarious.
That was iconic. That was so good.
Yeah, I think that
Izzy always has a memeable moment.
yes,
He
always
plans that
memeable.
too ahead of time. He knows exactly what he's doing and when to do it.
He knows it all. Izzy
His
is
head movement was amazing. Yeah.
Kieran said his head movement was amazing.
Also, how he was fake getting hurt. That was so funny.
At the very end of the fight. Yeah.
Yes, end of the fight was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
it was,
no. Ask her how she feels about Nate Diaz, the guy that rocked Leon at the end, fighting.
Kieran
Jake
wants
Paul.
to know. Kieran wants to know how you feel about Nate Diaz, the guy that rocked Leon at the end.
Not sure if she caught that one.
That was interesting. That was pretty. I don't know. I like Leon more. I thought I liked Leon more. But
She's the first one to ever say that.
I know. She's my girlfriend. You know, we respect Leon Edwards around here.
Yeah, in this household.
So yeah, Kieran said we respect Leon Edwards around here. That's why you side with Leon. But key word there, she said she thought she liked Leon more. And then she saw the way that he fought. And
She doesn't know it.
I was rooting for Leon, but
yeah,
yeah,
shit happens.
Nate Diaz might be fighting Jake Paul next. So
who's like the big fighter this week? Who's the main card?
The big fight this week is Matt Brown versus Dhiego Lima.
And
who do you guys think is going to win this one?
I'm just kidding.
The fans are going to lose. That's
everyone loses.
The fans are going to lose.
The fans are going to lose because that fight's terrible. The main event is actually Korean Zombie versus Dan Ige.
Phenomenal fight.
Great. That's a great fight.
Ask her for a pick. Korean Zombie or Dan Ige. No context. I just want to see what she picks.
So before we let you go, Kieran wants you to make a pick. He wants you to pick. Okay. Who are you going to pick? Korean Zombie or Dan Ige?
I mean, how do you not pick Korean Zombie based on that name?
I've heard Ige before. I think I've heard his name before.
So okay.
So in the Izzy fight, whose name came first? It was Israel, and then the other player.
Vittori.
Other fighter.
I guess.
So it was.
Where's she going with this?
Okay, so I'm gonna pick Ige because his name comes first, and usually the best ones come first.
Okay.
Usually Ige and Zombie. Usually the first person.
The logic behind that one, I love it.
That's a carry pick right there.
There it is.
Yes, Carrie is not here, so we got our Carrie fix right here, and she is picking Ige based on his name. His name comes first, and he's the better fighter, she says. So bet the house on it. If you have a mortgage, remortgage, and throw all your money on it.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard his name before, so that's a good thing, I guess.
All right.
All right.
Okay, the Zombie is a cooler name. I would have picked that.
It is a way cooler name.
Way cooler.
And I'm pretty sure he comes out to the song. I think it's by the Cranberries. By the Cranberries.
Zombie.
No.
What?
I
don't even know what song.
I don't know. It's
hardest walkout song is still Jose Aldo. Feel it coming in the air.
Wait, someone came out to the Modelo theme song this weekend.
Yes, it was Vittori. Marvin Vittori walked out the da, 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 da. It's like, bro, Marvin Vittori, brewed for a fighting spirit or whatever the fuck.
It's a company man right there.
Oh my gosh. I was like, are we for real? Anyway.
Well, Taylor, we appreciate the call. You're our first ever caller.
Oh, of course. I'm the first one. I feel honored.
First ever caller. So, hey, call in next time. Next week on Saturday. You can call in on Saturday.
I'm going to call in on Saturday. I love it. We can talk about how Igor is going to win. Oh,
Igor.
Igor.
50K Igor.
Fade Igor.
All right. Take it easy, Taylor.
Oh, goodness.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First live caller.
We got Wellington Turman on this card now.
First other Bruno Silva.
I'm running a little out of time here, so I'm just going to say this. Wellington Turman's going to get knocked out. He got knocked out against Andrew Sanchez, who's not bad, but not that great. Bruno Silva, his last 4 wins have all been by knockout. Wellington Turman's had a little bit of a rough go in the UFC. The split decision to Carl Roberson, beats Marcus Perez, then loses to Andrew Sanchez. I think Andrew Sanchez was the guy that did like that crazy dance where Steve's first ever, like not viral, but tweet went.
Oh, is that there's that one?
I think that's Andrew Sanchez. I think that's the same guy.
Oh shit!
Yes, it is. I believe. Yeah, that was during the Poirier McGregor too. So, yeah, I'm going Bruno Silva by knockout.
Yeah, Silva. So he's coming from M1, which is where Khabib fought at one point, and also Volkov. He since 2012 is 14-1. 16 of his 19 wins are by knockout. So the dude's got serious power here. I could not for the life of me find his reach advantage on any site, so I have no idea what his reach is. But shit, man. Yeah, I don't know too much about Turman. 1-2 in the UFC here. Kind of like a wrestler, it looks like. More of
Still
a
young.
takedown guy, a lot of control.
24.
Yeah, 16-4 is a pretty solid record. I don't know. I'm going to go with the M1 guy. UFC debut, gets the finish. Silva by KO.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to make it quick. I'm just going to go with Bruno Silva as well. I'm never going to pick a dude named Wellington.
Who fights?
We gotta find out how we can get you guys to be able to talk to our callers next time. I gotta figure that out.
I could do it. Well, you just have to probably do it through Discord. You could like share the audio from the call, and then everyone will be able to hear you. But I'll take us to the next fight. Next fight, we got a bantamweight matchup between Marlon Chito Vera and Davey Grant, which is probably outside of the main event the best fight on this card. Is that still happening? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Marlon Chito Vera, coming off of a pretty tough last outing against Jose Aldo, but it's fucking Jose Aldo. You know, it's yeah. I mean, I think he was on a pretty long win streak before the Song Yadong fight. I still feel pretty much I still feel some kind of way about that Sean O'Malley matchup. I would love to see that ran back. Davey Grant though. Davey Grant's been out here fucking sleeping people, which is not him. Like he doesn't do that at all. But he's just been pulling them out and knocking people out. Super entertaining fight. Best one of the night. I think Chito Vera takes this one, though. More well-rounded, more skilled. I think he's a top 15 fighter through and through. I got him via TKO. I don't think Davey Grant's going to be able to pull that rabbit out of his hat again.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you watch the last Davey Grant fight, he got hit a lot, and he just kept selling for the left hand, and then eventually it landed. Okay, so if he lands something big, it could put him to sleep, but Chito's going to be the bigger guy. He's a taller guy, I believe. The same height. Same height. All right, it's got the same height. But I don't know. I think Chito's just better fighter all the way around. He's a better striker. He'll be able to keep the fight at distance. He's not going to get caught with that left hand, especially if Davey Grant is selling it the whole time. Now, granted, Davey Grant can wrestle, so maybe Chito's in here. Okay, we're preparing for that left hand. Davey Grant goes wrestle a little bit. But no, I think overall, I think Chito Vera will be able to handle Davey Grant pretty easy. I think this is a good bounce back fight for him. So I'll go Chito, but I'm gonna go decision.
Yeah, Chito coming in minus 240 favorite. Davey Grant plus 200. Davey Grant, 35 years old, only 17 pro fights, 4-2 in the UFC. He's founding a lot of success recently. Basically, by the numbers, outstruck Jonathan Martinez, which is very difficult to do. Something interesting, though, about him, he's been knocked down 3 times in his last 4 fights. I think it was like 1 per fight in the last 3 or 4. So not good. Not looking good against someone like Chito Vera, who is well-rounded. He can strike. He can go to the ground. Vera's going to have the 1.5-inch reach. I think he's, weird. He goes from O'Malley, who was unranked, jumps all the way up to Jose Aldo, who was at that time, still top 5 ranked, gets kind of worked in that fight. But that's a big jump up. And then he's taken another big jump down to Davey Grant. So I hold Chito Vera as a top 15 ranked fighter. So I think he's going to win this one pretty easily. So I will go Chito Vera TKO.
Guys, I'm going to make my picks for the last 3, and then you guys can close it down. Does that work?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to just do mine real quick. Next up I'm going to go by is Julian Erosa, Seung Woo Choi. So I just did some research on here. I'm going to go Julian Erosa by sub. He's got a good amount of subs on his record. Choi's only losses, I think, have been 2 submission. So submission or decision. So I'm going to go. Erosa looked really good his last time out. He got the flying knee knockout. But I'm going to go submission in that one. Next one, Aleksei Oleinik, Serghei Spivac. God, this fight to me, I don't enjoy this fight whatsoever. But I'm gonna go Spivac. I'm gonna go KO. I think he's gonna knock out the old man Aleksei Oleinik, especially because Oleinik has no chin, and Spivac is not a slouch on the ground. We're getting another phone call.
I know who this one's from.
Is it Jose?
Yep,
it's Jose.
Is he triggered? Did we say something?
No. He's just here for the Dhiego Lima slander. Trust me. Sure.
Cool story, bro.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail. Okay. I've sent the caller to voicemail.
Didn't know he was cool story, bro.
Why did it go to voicemail?
Oh man.
Just so you know, I did not do that. Jose. I did not send you to voicemail. I clicked 1, which it said click 1 if you would like to connect. I clicked 1 and it didn't connect.
Yeah.
But I'm going Spivac, TKO. I think I've chose like all finishes almost on this card. And then Dan Ige, Chan Sung Jun, Dan Ige, crazy power. Zombie got knocked out his last time out against Brian Ortega, right? He did get KO'd, correct? Or did it?
No, that was
did it go to decision,
wasn't it?
Did it go to decision?
I think it did. But he got
it went to
the
decision.
entire time.
Screw it. He got hit a lot. Dan Ige has power. I'm gonna go almost clean sweep across the card because except for the Cheeto fight, I had all finishes. I'm going Dan Ige finish. I'm all on 50K Ige. And guys, I gotta go. I gotta go to baseball practice. I'll see you all on Saturday.
All right, man.
See you, Zach.
I'll catch you. I kind of lost connection there for a little bit when he was doing the Tim Means and Danny Hot Chocolate pick. I'm super excited for that fight though.
Oh no, that fight's off.
Oh yeah, it is off.
He was doing the Erosa Choi fight.
Erosa and Choi. Okay, I got you. Julian Erosa, he's contender series, no? Yeah, he did get there on contender series. Yeah, he was
on the Ultimate Fighter also, I believe.
Hey, he was back in the day. He was on the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, and then he came back, won via head kick on contender series, then went 0-3 to start his career after the contender series. But in his last fight, he knocked out Nate Landwehr, which I love. If you knock out Nate Landwehr, I like Nate Landwehr, but it's just all of his fights are funny. It's funny when he gets hurt because he's just so.
He's weird, man.
He's literally if a pit bull was a person, I think that would be what Nate
he's a little deranged. He's got a little something going on up there.
Seung Choi, I haven't really heard too much of her. He beat Yusuf Zalal in his last fight, who I know Zach is super duper high on Yusuf Zalal. I'm not, but his only 2 losses in the UFC are to Gavin Tucker and Evloev, who are really good.
And we just saw Evloev fight, right? That was against Dawoodu.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a decent fight, man.
Wow.
I don't know if Julian Erosa is on that type of level, but we'll see, man. I don't know too much about Seung Choi, but seeing that the fact that he's only lost to those 2 guys tells me that he's pretty solid. I'm gonna go with Seung Choi. Actually, I'm gonna go with Seung Choi.
He is the slight favorite. He's coming in minus 140. Yeah, that's a tough one for me to pick because the Nate Landwehr win. I mean, we like to see Nate Landwehr lose, but like Nate Landwehr is not really that good, right? No. So it's not that great of a win. The Sean Woodson fight, that's a good win.
Yeah,
Darce choked him round 3. That's looking like a pretty solid win. Mm-hmm. He also lost to Grant Dawson, Devontae Smith, who's a savage.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be a good fight, I think.
Julio Arce is not a slouch either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Both guys got pretty good recent fights here. Good competition. Looks pretty well-rounded. I like the line on it. But I did watch the Ultimate Fighter series with Julian Erosa, Juicy J, so I kind of have to go with him. Give me I'll go decision because I think this could be a banger.
That'll be interesting. I'm gonna go Woo Choi via decision. I'm gonna go with that one. Then next up we have the heavyweight matchup between the Vince Carter of MMA, as Ariel Helwani dubbed him, Aleksei Oleinik, and Serghei Spivac, who is Serghei Spivac. I don't know. This one's just I'm not too excited over it. But at the same time, Aleksei Oleinik is pretty exciting to watch on the feet because he gets absolutely worked. Yeah, Aleksei Oleinik just gets absolutely worked on the feet until he gets the fight on the ground, and then he's one of the best submission artists in this weight class. So I'm gonna have to rock with Spivac in this one. I think he gets it done. He got a TKO in his last fight. I think it was Jared Vandera, who
then Jared Vandera just won like that in like Jared pretty decent fashion.
Beat a bum though. He beat a bum.
Yeah, I agree. With that.
We'll see. I just don't trust Aleksei Oleinik on the feet. If Spivac can keep this fight on the feet, he's going to absolutely demolish Aleksei Oleinik, and that'll actually be a decent fight to watch. And I'm hoping that happens because if it doesn't, that means we get more than one round of heavyweight MMA, which is not entertaining.
I'll just straight up say it though. I'm a huge Oleinik guy. And every single one of his last probably 10 fights has gone the same exact way. It's literally just either he gets battered and can't do a goddamn thing about it, like we saw with the Chris Daukaus fight, when he was just getting worked against the cage and couldn't do a damn thing. But we saw against Derek Lewis, he nearly, it was the weirdest choke he ever had. He had half his head wrapped up and almost tapped him out. But if he gets him to the ground, and Spivac is a wrestler, he does like to go to the ground. And Oleinik's got that 80-inch reach, which is probably one of the longest in the UFC.
It's so weird because he's not that tall, but he has these freakish.
Dude, the arms they go down to his shins. The dude is built for submissions. He has probably 40 submissions on record if you look at it. Looking for win number 60. I'm gonna ride with Oleinik here. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark because Spivac's good. I don't think he's great, but if it goes to the ground, man, you don't want to be on the ground with Oleinik. So Oleinik sub makes sense.
I'm all with it. I'm all with it. Just kidding. I'm not with that at all.
No. The co-main event too.
Yeah. As a co-main event slot, I don't know why the Marlon Vera and Davey Grant one's not in the co-main event.
Right.
Slot, if I'm being honest with you, but I guess Aleksei Oleinik is ranked because it's just the divisions are so bad. But then we get to the main event. The reason why everyone's here. Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, versus Dan Ige. Ige's been on a run. Chan Sung Jung looks great up until that last fight with Brian Ortega. And even then, I feel like his last two losses have been very, very unfortunate.
The Yair one, right?
He won the Yair one and then ate the lawnmower uppercut like Jose likes to say. He just looked like he was cranking up a lawnmower.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness. This one's tough. I like the way that Frankie Edgar is looked, but his not Frankie Edgar, Korean Zombie is looked, but his two wins are against two guys that have been on a downslope, Hanato Moicano and Frankie Edgar.
Yep.
I like Dan Ige's trajectory. This is a real test for him though. Gavin Tucker was good, but this is a serious test for him. And I'm gonna rock with Korean Zombie. I know we're Ige guys here on this podcast, but Korean Zombie's got all the tools to beat him, and I think he gets it done. I think he's gonna catch Ige throughout the I think he's gonna catch Ige, drop him a couple times, and wins a unanimous decision. It looks pretty impressive doing it. Man, Korean Zombie coming off a loss, I don't want to mess with.
Yeah, but it's so weird too because it's did Ortega just rev up his game that much that he was so much more dominant, or did Zombie kind of have something go because he looked really bad. Ortega worked him 5 rounds, and it's was that a really good win for Ortega, or was that a bad loss for a Korean Zombie who is 34 years old?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to pick, and it's coming in dead even, -110 both ways. So dead even money on this one.
Man.
And it's how much stock do you really put in a 22-second flash knockout?
Yeah.
And then the fight before that, Calvin Kattar worked him for 5 rounds.
Yep.
So this is kind of tricky.
He had a split decision with Edson too.
He did, yeah. He got the win, but that could have went either way. So, man, this one's tough because you hit a certain level, and Zombie he's fucking good, and he's fought killers in this division. So I am gonna rock with Ige, 50K Ige decision too. I think it's gonna go the 5 rounds. Ige's never been finished in his career. Zombie gets finished, but it's only happened 3 times, and it's pretty unique circumstances. So he's called the Zombie, Korean Zombie, dude. He just walks forward. The guy's an animal.
Yeah. He got finished with his shoulder dislocating. He got finished with his He got finished getting hit with a huge elbow. And the other time he got finished was a head kick by George Root back in WEC. But yeah, I gotta go with Korean Zombie. I think Ige is a very technical fighter, and Ortega is so unorthodox that it's something that Chan Sung Jung might struggle with. We'll see. This fight's a toss-up, but I do think it's going to be a good fight either way. It's going to make this fight card actually. I think this card looks like absolute dog shit on paper, but it actually has a chance to be quite exciting because there are some horrible fighters on here. And I think those fighters are going to get worked.
I swear to God, every time we always look at a card and we say that this is a trash card, something crazy always happens.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Unless it was Rosenstrike and Serghei. That shit just sucked.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
That was so bad. This is going to be a good one. This main event cannot be bad. There's no way. Knock on wood. God damn it. Shouldn't have said that. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I think this card's gonna be decent. We got one bad one last time. I think this one's gonna be good, and then next week with Gon and Rose and not Rosenstrike with Gon and Volkov, I think it's gonna be bad.
That's next week.
That's actually next week.
Yep, oh shit, man! These fights are coming up.
They're coming up quick, and then the week after that you get, or 2 weeks after that you get Poirier and McGregor.
Do they do the break with July 4th?
Yep, week off that week. Mm-hmm. And then after that week, we get Poirier and McGregor on that card.
And that card's stacked.
Stacked. We get O'Malley coming back, Kevin Lee versus Sean Brady. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. We'll get to that when we get to that one though. So gotta be careful because there's probably gonna be a lot of pullouts.
I don't know, man. I feel like honestly, it's been pretty decent so far, right? Like UFC 263. Was there any pullouts in that one? None of the main card, at least.
None of the big ones, I don't think.
Yeah, so we might be in the clear. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, Macho was supposed to fight Matt Frivola, but I mean, who cares? I mean, Matt Frivola got knocked out in 7 seconds.
That was wild.
I bet he wishes he would have fought Frank Camacho.
Oh yeah, dude, Camacho.
Yeah,
that was easy.
But yeah, this card looks nice. I'm super excited about the prospect of this main event. I think it's going to be very entertaining. Any Korean Zombie fight's usually extremely entertaining. He's yet to disappoint. Knock on wood. I hope he does it again this week. But
and the implications are there too. Like this is actually a fight that matters. I feel like the Serghei Rosenstrike, like that didn't do a damn thing for me, even with Rosenstrike winning that fight. But this one, Dan Ige is like he's cooking, man. If he wins this fight against a big name, Chan Sung Jung's right now number 4. That's huge. That is massive for Dan Ige.
Yep. Dan Ige is going to get a step up in competition if he wins this one. Like a huge step up in competition.
Massive.
I don't think he wins that next step up though. So that's where I'm thinking there's a bridge between these guys, and I'm thinking Dan Ige's on that second tier, on that third tier. Korean Zombie's in that middle, and then there's that upper echelon that Brian Ortega has now climbed to. So we'll see, but I could be wrong. I think Dan Ige now is his chance to get into that tier.
Yeah, I would agree. It's kind of hard to say. It's like, Max Holloway's obviously still there, but then Yair, if he loses that fight, and then Calvin Kattar, him and Ige already fought. Arnold Allen, he's a guy who still needs an opponent. He's going to get someone highly ranked. Josh Emmett hasn't had a return back. Like these interesting matchups could be coming pretty soon.
100%.
Yeah, you want to take us out? I don't think Carrier Zach's here.
Have we done a Sheath promo?
No, give him a shout out.
So before we get out of here, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Sheath Underwear. If you guys like keeping your eggs and sausage separated and not cooked together, like me, I like the sausages on the side, and I like the eggs on the other side. Why not do that with your junk? Why not do that with your eggs and your sausage? Keep them separated. Sheath Underwear, they're super comfortable. Use the promo code
Coffee and KOs.
Yeah, Coffee and KOs, because it's still coffee. Use the promo code Coffee and KOs for Sheath Underwear to get was it 10% off?
I think it might be 20, guys.
It might be 20. That's a steal. That's a steal for some decent for some great underwear. Let me not say decent, because Fruit of the Loom is decent. You want that good shit. Separate your balls from your cock. Get some Sheath Underwear. Thank you guys for watching.
Oh man. All right, thank you guys.